Welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. This is Everyday Artist, and welcome. And this is Rogue. Say hi, Rogue. Look, say hi. Show them how cute you are. No? Okay, you can go back to sleep. It is the week of Thanksgiving, and I am here to talk about my stitching. I am trying to finish my piece for the Jingle Ball, which is, looming. It's not going to get done. I'll explain why when I'm talking about it, and trying to make sure I have everything for Thanksgiving ready. I'm just doing potatoes and stuffing. My sister has the hard part. She's doing the turkey, and my sister Beth, she's making a cheesecake and what she calls Bob and Larry salad, and it's a salad recipe that she got from a friend, and it has tomatoes, cucumbers, feta cheese, olives. I mean, it's not like it's traditional salad with lettuce, but we call it Bob and Larry because, the VeggieTale Bob and Larry. And traditionally she makes it by slicing tomatoes, but she made it one time with little tomatoes. What are those called? Cherry tomatoes. But anyway, I said, make it like that again. That is much better. So that's what she's doing. And it has feta cheese in it, which I don't particularly care for feta cheese, but I like the salad, so I'll consume the feta. Anyway, looking forward to what we're going to put together for Thanksgiving. My other things are being brought, of course. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about Thanksgiving, although I do like talking about Thanksgiving. I want to make a pie, and I just found my pie plates. So I think I'm going to. I wanted to make this layered crunch cake thing with pumpkin, but I can't find my pan that I would make that in. So, sorry about the dog making noise. Anyway, I'm finding more and more of my things. It's just finding where to put them. It's like when you get a new purse. You think it has all the room that you need, and then you go to try to put your stuff in, and it doesn't fit the way it did in your old purse. So you're trying to get it, okay, where am I going to keep this, and where am I going to put that, and is this going to fit in there at all? And that's the way it is when you're trying to put your stuff in a new kitchen. Can't put it where you used to put it because it's a different kitchen. So hopefully I can find some place for everything that I really want to keep. But ultimately I have the room that I have, and I'm going to have to deal with that. So I'm going to talk to you about my crochet first, and then my stitching. I've been doing a lot more stitching, but I'm frantically crocheting stuff for Christmas as well. I'm going to start with my blanket. I have not done as much on this as I would have because I'm crocheting other things. So I've made more progress on the ribbon candy. And it's going to be so pretty. It's got another row of red, which I'm putting in here, and then the final row of white. And I really like this layer because I loved ribbon candy when I was a kid. My mom always made sure that she had ribbon candy. I think it was because it was something that she remembered from younger days. Okay, now I have to find some place to put this with the attached ball of yarn. Roll, don't sit on the blanket, okay? Sit on the other blanket. So, I love the fact that it's really looking like ribbon candy. For those of you who don't know what ribbon candy is, it's just a long strip of candy that has been waved like this to look like a ribbon. And it's not only beautiful, it's delicious. It's just spun sugar, but it's still good. So I forgot to get a picture. I've been plugging away at this. This is by well, I don't know. Crochetify, I think. And you know, you have to make all the separate parts before you can start putting it together. I'm almost at the point where I can start putting together the major parts, and then you do like the little feet and the eyes and the ears and the antlers. This is for my sister for Christmas, but she knows about it. So I have finished, before I had finished the first shape, which is, I think they call them heptagons, I don't know. It's 6-sided. And then I finished the legs. There's 8 of these, there's 11 of those others, and I'm working on another shape that looks like this, but it's 7-sided. And that is, I only need 4 of those. But I've only barely started on that because my sister already knows about this. So I'm working on smaller things that people don't know about. One of those being, and I don't have a picture, but I believe it's by Cloud9 Knots. These are large coasters, or you could have them as really tiny pot holders. But they're, I'm going to make 2 white and 2 red as well. But they're bumpy. Let's see, you can see how dimensional they are. Just think it'd be nice to have something you can put out as Christmas. Now, I don't know why they're not both the same exact size, but, you know, handmade gifts are handmade gifts. So they're not always coming out exactly like the picture. And then I had the picture here. I can't remember what the name of this bag is really called. It's a Japanese wrist bag. Like this. And it just goes over your wrist. It's a small bag. Very small. So that's the whole width. It's about 7 inches. And I thought it would be perfect for just something big enough for your wallet and your keys, you know, maybe your glasses if you need glasses, you know, that kind of thing. And I'm making it with this sparkly blue, and that's just a few. Of course, I think this is inside out. I might have turned it already. I think I might have turned it already. But anyway, I think it's going to be beautiful once it's done. I might make more than one because, you know, I might need one. No, I don't need one. But sometimes you just want just a little, and clutches are so difficult because you got to you got to keep your hand on it. So if you need your hands for other things, and you don't want a shoulder bag or something like that, these little wrist bags, and they're I know what they're called, and I can't recall it right now, but they're a Japanese style, a little bag, and I just thought those are really cool. And I watched a whole bunch of tutorials on them. And what I liked about this one, which I could probably do that one too, I liked the texture in this one. So I've got a ways to go, but it's working up pretty quickly, so I should be able to finish it relatively quickly. And I know it's not December yet, but it comes on you before you even blink, and there you are, and it's already December 25th, and you're scrambling to try to get your stuff finished. I do buy some of my Christmas gifts, but traditionally I make the majority of them, or I make part of them. Yeah. Rogue is enjoying my blanket on the couch. I never leave it on the couch. Although it's getting too big for the bag that I keep it in, so I might have to, start keeping it. The problem with that is that it has a spool of yarn connected to it. So now on to my cross stitch. So I've been working on Stand Up for Santa, which is for the class that I'm taking during the Jingle Ball, which is the first weekend of December. If you haven't signed up, it's not that expensive. Go sign up. It's a lot of fun. You don't have to take the class. You can just have general admission tickets. And you don't have to have it finished for the class. It's virtual, so they wouldn't know if I'm finished or not. But this is where I am so far. I'm finding working on this bottom area very frustrating because I'm constantly having to pull it out, but it's basically done from up until right here. So I'm working on this bottom part here, and then I have his feet and the little holly. That's Hank. Sorry about the Hank noise. And then my temperature chart. This is a printout. I'm going to insert it where it's supposed to go in the other thing. But Microsoft is no longer supporting Publisher. So you can't even, you're going to have to transfer all your, stuff to Microsoft Word. Anyway, this is where I am. See all those green fish? It started raining and it hasn't stopped. You notice I'm wearing long sleeves. It's been in the 60s for days. All of those green days. I'm trying to work on the bottom. I'm not being real successful. Twice I've forgotten to work on it. I did pick it up to work on it another time, but I didn't have a whole lot of time to devote to it. The car saga. So I paid every last cent I possessed, got my car back, and it was working for a day. And then it started rattling and sounding like it was going to come apart. And so it's back in the shop. But driving over there and waiting there and all of that is just exhausting. Now, they have found what the problem is, and they said they're going to fix it for free, and I should have my vehicle back sometime today or tomorrow. I don't have time for this. So hopefully, it'll all be okay and the car will be running, good as new. But, excuse me. Hank, get over here. Sorry. What are you doing? Don't be naughty. I have worked a little bit on CrazzyStitch. We do Geek, not as much as I should, just because I think I'm hating this thread so much. It takes so long for me to work with it that I just give up after a while. So I've done Tiny. I'm starting Wimey. Yeah, Wimey. Then I have Stuff. And then finish this icon over here. And I am not using this metallic thread again ever in my life. I've used Krynic, and people complain about Krynic. Krynic is nothing. Krynic I'm used to. Krynic is easy. But the problem with the DMC metallic thread is that it starts fraying a little bit, and then it's like this, and then it's like this, and then it's like this, and it goes all the way down the thing. And you're constantly having to rethread, and it's so hard when all the threads are don't get me started. Anyway, never use it again for a very long stretch of things. A little bit, maybe. But I like Krynic better, and I like Accentuate best. So the Flosstube Frenzy is not in order. I just pulled it out the way, whatever I grabbed in whatever order I am. So I stitch on Americana Blues while Just Keep Stitching is on. This is my piece that I want for the 250th. So while they're in Paris, I got to work on it anyway. So I'm going to take it out when they would be posting a video. So this color, one of these colors is Americana, Weeks Dye Works, and the other one is Michael's Navy. And I have one, and the other one I have the DMC alternative for. And unlike here, they're not two different colors. They're virtually the same color. I went ahead and picked a different color. I think I told you this last time. Picked a different DMC. Excuse me again. Anyway, I haven't gotten very far. Here's where I am. Next, I'm going to extend this dark blue. I have a little bit more of the white on my needle, but I have to put this next icon in before I try to carry that over. So, it's not on my needle, but it's down here. I may just finish it off and start again with a new thread. But the first thing I'm going to do is extend this further. So I wanted to get all three colors in to see if I liked the way it looked, and I do. So I like having the white in there. The white has quite a bit of blue in it, so it goes very well with the other two colors. So I'm enjoying that. it's hard for me to work on it because I switch from doing Santa 20 count, and this is 28 count. And it's a good thing I'm not switching to a 32 count. That would be a problem. So TinyModernist, cute crocodile. I started putting in a leg. And I picked up the wrong color, so I started doing this, and I realized I had missed 2 of these, and I decided whether it looks bad or not, I'm just going to stitch over the dark green because it was just something I'm like, I don't even know where the end is, so yeah, it's going to have to just be stitched over, or just a single little thing, because there's single ones up here. Can you hear the airplane? I don't live near an airport, but I live near enough that the planes fly over my house. So the runner stitcher aired. Oh, by the way, I do that with Fridays with Frank, only they've been doing those every other week, and he's been doing FRY day, where he's with another guy and they're reacting to a video, but it's still Friday, right? So I'm like, I'm going to work on it with that too. So the runner stitcher, I work on this. He posted a video last Monday? I don't know. Monday maybe. And now I have Island. And I started the S. I hate stitching up. So I stitch either two lengths of thread or 1/2 hour or something in between. And that means I'm touching everything, which is good. I'm touching all of these things and getting some work done on them. And then on Saturday, the Stitching with the Housewives aired. And this is And to All a Good Night. Oh, by the way, the other was Stitching with the Housewives Silent Night. And I put more of the reindeer on. That was 2 lengths of thread, by the way. One was really little. Don't you lick while you're on my blanket. She looked at me like, I'm going to lick if I want to. And then Stitchy Mommy aired a video twice. And I work on Mini Snowman Snuggles when she airs a video, because she does a lot of full coverage. And I'm running out of room over there to put these. But look, I have stitches out here. Yay. I'm going to have to carry down my counting, further down, mark this out. But I want to try to go across. But I'm following the thread color wherever it takes me, so. I'm not as far as I was before, but I'm getting there. And then Helen D posted a video. And I have a full bunny. I was thinking about, before I go any further, doing the back stitching on these plants, and then I do also the white. This calls for a lot of white, and I'm using white on Santa because Michael's didn't have any white, so I'm going to have to go to Michael's and get some white just to make sure I don't run out. But I'm going to wait until I'm going to wait until I am closer to running out. Anyway, this seems to have been a very disjointed and noisy video. I am so sorry. But like I said, I don't want to stitch and I don't want to stitch. Oh my goodness, I can't stitch in there yet. I don't want to film in the craft room because the dogs get upset because they can't be near me. And I thought, well, I could sit on the floor and I could adjust the tripod much lower. The legs go down pretty, collapse quite a bit. And then I thought, yeah, but then I'd have to get up. So, well, you have a great and safe Thanksgiving week. I hope if you celebrate Thanksgiving, I'm hoping that you have a wonderful time with this special holiday. It's great to take some time out and consider what we're thankful for. I was at the grocery store and it had to be above fire code, and there are so many people. There's so many people in there, and that you couldn't even. I was walking without a cart, and I had trouble getting through certain areas. And I was just in the produce area for just a few minutes, but I was looking around at the shopping carts and the people grabbing their produce for Thanksgiving, and I was like, as a country, we are so fortunate. We are so blessed that, yes, we have poverty and we have people that are wondering where their next meal is going to come from. But overall, this country is rich. And my parents worked with people from other countries. Majority of it was Mexico, and they would go down and we are so blessed. The amount of food that we can go and buy for a relatively reasonable price. We complain about the prices here. We complain about inflation, and we have really no idea. The people who complain about it, they have no clue how fortunate we are and how much better we have it. So I am grateful not only for the ability to go and purchase whatever I want to eat at the grocery store. And by ability, I mean not just that it's available, but that I can pay for it. I am blessed beyond measure. So I have a lot to be thankful for this season. With everything that there is that you could be not thankful for everything you have that you can complain about, there's so much more that you can be thankful for. So I'm hoping that you have a great holiday season and enjoy your holiday, and I'll see you in a week. Thanks. Bye.